In the ancient lands of Mesopotamia, where the Tigris and Euphrates rivers carved life into the desert, rose one of history's most infamous rulers, Nimrod, the mighty hunter who dared to challenge God himself. This is extraordinary tale. Born as the grandson of Ham and great-grandson of Noah, Nimrod emerged in a world still recovering from the Great Flood. While others sought simply to survive, Nimrod's ambitions reached far beyond the mortal realm. Tall and powerful, with eyes that burned like amber in sunlight, he possessed a charisma that drew people to him like moths to flame. As a young man, Nimrod distinguished himself as a fearless hunter, protecting settlements from the wild beasts that roamed the fertile plains. People would gather around fires at night to hear tales of his exploits, how he faced down lions with nothing but a spear, how he tracked the most dangerous creatures through bottomless marshes. With each victory, his legend grew. But hunting beasts wasn't enough for Nimrod. He hungered for power over men. One by one, he began conquering the scattered settlements of the land, building the world's first empire after the flood. Cities rose under his command: Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. His kingdom stretched from the shores of the great rivers to the distant horizons. Yet despite his growing power, something gnawed at Nimrod's soul: the stories of God that his grandfather Ham had passed down. The tales of the flood, of divine judgment, filled him not with reverence, but with rebellion. Why should mankind bow to an invisible deity? Why shouldn't he, Nimrod the mighty hunter, be worshipped instead? In his pride, Nimrod conceived his greatest and most infamous project, the Tower of Babel. Rising from the plains like a mountain of baked brick and tar, the tower was meant to reach the very heavens. Workers toiled day and night, pushing the structure higher and higher into the sky. Nimrod would stand at its base, watching his monument to defiance grow, a smile playing on his lips as he imagined looking God in the eye as an equal. But then came the divine response that would echo through millennia. God saw the tower and the pride in men's hearts. In an instant, the once unified language of mankind shattered into 1,000 tongues. Confusion and chaos erupted among the workers. Unable to understand each other, the great project collapsed. The tower that was meant to touch heaven became a symbol of human hubris and divine judgment. Yet even this did not break Nimrod's spirit. He doubled down on his defiance, declaring himself a god-king. He established idol worship throughout his kingdom, forcing people to bow before statues made in his image. Those who refused faced death by fire, a fate that would lead to one of the most dramatic confrontations in religious history. For in the city of Ur lived a young man named Abraham, who dared to challenge Nimrod's claim to divinity. When brought before the king's court, Abraham spoke with unwavering conviction about the one true God. Enraged, Nimrod ordered Abraham to be thrown into a massive furnace. The fires roared, their heat so intense that even the guards who approached them perished. Yet when Abraham was cast in, a miracle occurred. He emerged unscathed, his faith vindicated before all. This public defeat marked the beginning of Nimrod's downfall. As his power began to wane, Nimrod's behavior grew more erratic. He became paranoid, seeing threats in every shadow. The hunter became the hunted, tormented by visions of divine retribution. According to ancient traditions, his end came at the hands of Esau, Jacob's brother, who slew him during a hunting expedition. A fitting end for the mighty hunter who had challenged God. The empire Nimrod built crumbled after his death, its remains buried beneath the sands of time. But his story lived on as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and the folly of challenging divine authority. The ruins of his great tower became known as Babel, from the Hebrew word meaning to confuse, a permanent reminder of how God humbles the mighty. Today, archaeologists dig through the layers of ancient Mesopotamian cities, uncovering traces of this legendary ruler. Clay tablets speak of his greatness, while religious texts warn of his hubris. The story of Nimrod continues to captivate audiences, a timeless tale of ambition, defiance, and the ultimate price of challenging the divine order. His legacy lives on in the stars themselves, where ancient astronomers named the constellation Orion, the hunter, in his memory. And in the lands where he once ruled, people still tell tales of the king who dared to build a tower to heaven, who hunted beasts and men alike, and who learned too late that true greatness lies not in defying the divine, but in humble acceptance of a power greater than ourselves. The story of Nimrod serves as an eternal reminder that no matter how mighty we become, how high we build our towers, or how vast our empires grow, we are all ultimately accountable to a higher authority. His tale echoes through the ages, a testament to the truth that pride comes before the fall, and that true wisdom begins with knowing our place in the grand design of creation. And so ends the tale of Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord, whose ambition reached to heaven, but whose legacy serves as a warning to all who would follow in his footsteps. His story, carved into the very foundations of human civilization, continues to teach us about the eternal struggle between human pride and divine authority, between the temporal power of kings and the eternal power of faith.